everybody, my name is Barry Schwartz and this is the Search Bots Video Recap. Today is Friday, June 3rd, and this is the search news we covered over at the Search Engine Roundtable at seroundtable.com. First up, I've been under the weather, so I actually feel a lot better today, but I was sick the past few days, so my voice might be a little bad. I have a light out, so hopefully the lighting's not too bad, but I actually have a new mic that's not hooked up over here. That one that hooked up over here worked half the time, sometimes it didn't pick it up, so I bought a more expensive mic that actually should be better. The reviews are great, so hopefully you guys can hear me better. If not, let me know. But again, my voice is pretty bad, so hopefully the mic makes up for it. In any event, this morning in a Google Hangout, John Mueller said, for the first time in months and months, gave us a status update on the Google Penguin 4.0 update. Google Penguin 4.0 will be the real-time version of Penguin, so as soon as Google indexes, ranks, and so forth, crawls and indexes those links, Google will go ahead and run that algorithm, the Penguin algorithm, in real time. So hopefully when this goes out, a lot of sites that were waiting to recover over the past, 18 plus months will hopefully see a recovery, and those sites that were playing games will see a negative ranking. So John Mueller basically said, we don't have a specific date on the update for the Penguin algorithm, but in talking to the team, they feel that they're getting closer and closer, and I am hoping that it's not too far off in the future. So hopefully it's coming really soon. Again, we've been reporting about this for a year and 17 months, something like that. A year and several months. And we're at, I think currently we're at 85 weeks. So that's a year and 17 months plus. And we still have a Penguin 4.0 update, and hopefully it's going to be coming soon. At least it's a long time since Google actually talked about it, and he volunteered up that information, which is interesting. So Google announced, at least at the Search Marketing Summit in Sydney, Gary from Google said that Google is still working on using page speed specifically for the mobile site in their mobile-friendly ranking algorithm. Right now, as I told you several times before, it makes no sense, but the page speed score that's used is based on your desktop website, not based on your mobile website. And because of that, if you have a really slow mobile website but a really fast desktop website, Google will say, oh, your mobile website's really fast, we're going to go ahead and rank it based on that. Of course, page speed is a small ranking factor, but Google said, hey, you're right, mobile sites should be measured on mobile, and desktop should be measured on desktop, and desktop should define how fast the mobile website is. And Google said they're working on it, and Google said they're also still working on it. Gary basically said he hopes that feature will be out of the mobile-friendly algorithm in the upcoming months. We'll see. He said it's still the planning phases, and somebody asked how fast should it be, and Gary always said aim for green. It doesn't mean you have to be green. Right now, I think you can even be red and not be impacted by that in any way. Speaking about the mobile-friendly testing tool, mobile-friendly stuff, Google came out with a new tool specifically designed at small businesses to make it easier for them to test their websites and see how mobile-friendly their website is and how fast their website is. You can access this at testmywsite.thinkwithgoogle.com, and here's what it looks like. So you plug in your site, and it will go ahead and give you a score on the mobile friendliness, and on the mobile page speed, and on the desktop page speed. So this is fairly the same. This is actually pulling directly from the page speed tool. There's nothing different about these scores. The mobile-friendly score is new. They never had a mobile-friendly score before. We only had, are you mobile-friendly, yes or no, it was pass or fail. And now it's giving you a score. The cool thing about this is it gives you everything on one page. Plus, you can click on this button and get a detailed report. The detailed report will basically give you the same debugging stuff that you would get from the other tools on how to make your page faster and how to make it more mobile-friendly. So that is cool. Google said when they index your schema, structure markup, those rich snippets should be shown as soon as they crawl and then index that information. It's pretty much updated in real time immediately based on their crawl. So that's something interesting. So again, if you have 60 reviews showing up with stars in the Google listings and then you have another 20 reviews added to your website, Google should pick up on that fairly quickly as soon as they crawl it and represent that in the search results as soon as they see it as well. Of course, Google doesn't always show rich snippets for all these websites. They show it for many websites, but not necessarily for all. Google says we really don't care if you have underscores versus dashes in your URLs. Of course, the recommendation for Google is to use hyphens when possible, but again, lots of sites don't even use keywords in the URL. If you have a site already that uses dashes or uses underscores and not dashes, or doesn't have keywords, I wouldn't go ahead and change the URLs. But again, John Mueller says we really don't care about it. It's fine. Just do what's best for your user. Do whatever is going on. Google will figure it out. Of course, if you're building a new website, I think even John Mueller would recommend go with hyphens as separators as opposed to underscores, and so forth. John Mueller also discussed in that Hangout about faceted navigation. So you have a site like Amazon.com that lets you filter product categories by sizes, colors, variations of different options. And they asked John Mueller, what should you do? Should you let Google index all those pages or some? And John Mueller said it really depends. If you think somebody's going to search for it, it's a very popular search phrase, then probably you should let Google index that specific type of page. But if it's not something that's searched on that often, or the searchers don't really care about it so much, and they want for the more generic keyword, then let it just, make sure you kind of like use the real index prem, use canonicals and so forth to make sure Google indexes the primary page. Of course, you need to test this over and over again. This is a big, big topic in SEO, one of the more complicated topics in SEO, and it really needs a lot of testing to see what you should do. Something new I learned is that if you use the info command, info colon site, so info colon www, whatever your site is, Google will show you what the canonical version of your site is. So for example, I own this website. My website is seroundtable.com. You see here? seroundtable.com. But I own searchengineroundtable.com as well. And I redirect searchengineroundtable.com to seroundtable.com. And Google said if you do an info command, it will show you the canonical version, which it is. I do info command on the redirect, and it shows me Google has indexed seroundtable.com, actually HTTPS, the full version. This is what Google has indexed. And this is a good way for you to do some debugging on audits and so forth to see what Google has defined as their canonical version of your website. That's a pretty good tip from John Mueller. I can't replicate this myself, but Google is actually showing promotion schema in the search results, and it's pretty cool. So, Harmeet Cabo, I can't pronounce it. On Twitter, basically showed a screenshot showing you see a promotion, and then the promotion details of the schema. And Gary from Google said that looks like normal structured markup. It's normal snippet. We haven't looked deeper into it, but it seems normal. I've never seen this before. It might just be Google picking up the actual structured table on the website, which I think is not really a schema, but the table on the website. Sorry, my voice is really going. Google Now on tap added some cool features. Specifically, now this is Android specific, but if you want, you can actually go ahead and highlight a specific word on the page instead of the whole page, and Google will then give you Now on top for the specific word. So just highlight the specific word, and it will give you those details. See? And then it will bring up Now on tap, and you can actually get more details about that word. Also, if you have photos in Google Photos or wherever, you can actually activate Now on tap, and it will actually do a search for what that photo is about. And of course, if you use the camera, you can actually go ahead and use the camera itself to actually go ahead and do Now on tap based on what you're looking at in real time, which is pretty cool. Google Now is showing, Google Now, which is like the Google Now feature, is showing notifications for you to enter a store. So if you enter Home Depot, it's going to show you this Google Now card, which shows you the store coupons, the return policy for the store. You can search the local inventory, visit their website, and even get an indoor map if Google has it, which is pretty cool. That's a Google Now card, which is very cool. A Googler actually posted about that. Is Google sending free Chromebooks to advertisers? So here's an example of a photo posted by Greg Gifford of a package one of his friends got that says, let's meet face to face. We'll send you a Chromebook for free to do a video call with you. And Greg Gifford actually posted more details about this on Twitter. I give up. Basically saying it's not really even an advertiser that did this. It's actually a small mom and pop place. And we're really not sure. I actually Googled for more information. Hopefully if I get more information, I'll post about it later. Facebook is looking to hire a very high qualified SEO. Some of the qualifications require you to be able to hack together an application, understand HTML, CSS, and JavaScript, You need a computer science degree. You need to know Perl, PHP, Python, and Hack. You need to have experience with big data. You need XML, JavaScript, C, C++, and so forth and so forth. Lots and lots and lots of stuff. You need to be experienced with dealing with Yandex even, and Naver, and Yahoo Japan. So a really experienced SEO. So if you qualify, definitely submit your application at Facebook. It's probably a pretty cool company to work at. And finally, Zeneb from Google, the Google Webmaster Trends Analyst, announced actually that she's no longer in that team, at the Webmaster Trends Analyst team. She's no longer working with John Mueller, Gary, etc. She's now working on conversational search and Google Assistant and so forth. She actually also won a semi just yesterday at XMX France. Here's a semi award. But in any event, thanks so much for Zeneb for all her work in this community, and hopefully I'm sure we'll be in touch with her in the future because Google Assistant, Google Now, conversational search is all related. She just won't be answering questions about Penguin for us anymore. Again, I apologize for my voice. Hopefully the lighting's okay. Hopefully the microphone made up for it. In any event, thanks so much for listening to the Search Buzz video recap. My name again is Barry Schwartz, and this is the search news we covered over at the Search Engine Roundtable at SEOroundtable.com over the past week. Everyone, have a great weekend. Bye.